Hello everybody, my name is Oleh, I'm a .NET developer, and today we are going to have a short podcast about the AutoMapper. So how to create the complex projection query using just AutoMapper and mapping the real entities to the AutoMapper DTOs. So let's start. And we are starting not from scratch, but from the project we have created in the previous podcast. So it has both the manual mapping and it has the AutoMapper. So, and let's do just this scene, but using the AutoMapper. So how we are gonna to figure it out? So first of all, what we have already done. So we have done the mapping profile, this one, which contains two projection pairs. So between person and person mapper DTO, and between order and order mapper DTO. So why we are using just the create projection, not the create map? It's just because we are gonna to use it only for the entity framework projection. So on the stage, when we inflate the data from the database to our entities. So when if we would have the case both of mapping and projection, we can use just this one, create map. But unfortunately today we are gonna use just the projection because we are talking just about the projection. And let's look at our current profile, which includes only person mapper DTO and order mapper DTO, and we also need to map the products. But as far as I have mentioned before, it would be done in a bit of a custom way. So let's keep this one, this we are not gonna to need, and let's look at the mapping mechanic here. So we have order DTO and we have also product DTO. So we have here product name, product price. The AutoMapper has the possibility to map using the name conventions. So here we have order details, and if we are in the regular mapping, if we would have just like this one, order details dot shipping address here in the AutoMapper, we should omit this dot and just merge this naming convention. So that's it, and AutoMapper will automatically map the property to this one. Okay, so and what we do not have here. So we have product mapper, but we are gonna to map the products in the order. So let's look at the order once more, not from the products, but from the order products. So, and let's create the mapping just for the order product. So where is this one? So product mapper DTO, and it will have the fields starting from the order product. So order product dot product name, because we are mapping from the order product. So this one will be order product. So here we have the product name, here we have the product price, and here we have the quantity field, and we have the custom property of the total. So, and here we need to make it just the product mapper DTO, but it will be a list because we are not gonna to change the type here. So if you are mapping from the list, This property should be also be a list, but not the products, but the order products. So this one. So this one will be order products. And this one will have product name, product price, it will have quantity, and it will have a total. So let's start and let's see what misconfigurations we have for now. So we have the this one, configuration insurance. So, and it should point, yeah, just here. So let's expand a bit. And which one do we not have now? Parameter order products. Yeah, so currently we do not have the order products, and let's add this one to our mapping profile. So we are gonna to navigate here to the mapping profile, and let's add the projection. So projection between the order product and between the product mapper DTO. Yeah. So let's rerun it one more time. Yeah, and probably there should be another error. So order product, and we do not have the mapping for the total. Yeah. So how should we add this one to our configuration? So we are gonna to use the mapping profile, and here we have the additional method of the parameter. But if we are using the record, we have to use a bit of a custom approach. So here we have the method for constructor param. So because if we look at any kind of record, so let's look maybe at this one, and let's look at it through the IO viewer. So we will see that each record which is written like this way is a class with all these properties, but which are just read-only. And these properties in the record are read-only with backing fields, and they are init only too. So these ones could be initialized just from the constructor. So there is where is the constructor? The mapper. Member. So the compiler generates just all this code for our record, which is just 1 or 2 lines. And here, yeah, here is the constructor of the our record, where we see all the parameters, and after the initialization of the all parameters, the base constructor is also called. So yeah, this way the compiler interprets the record type. Yeah. So currently we do not have this one, and let's create it. So for constructor param, next we are gonna to provide the name of this one will be a product mapper DTO dot total. And the next argument will be how to handle this property. So for t and t map, yeah, here we have not the projection but map from method. And let's split a bit, map from total, and not the total but the order product. So, and here we are going to specify the order product dot product dot price multiply by order product dot quantity. Yeah, just this way. So this one will be, let's rename a bit. Let be param, yeah, like this way. So we are mapping our custom property just by specifying the properties from which we are gonna to map it this way. And let's take another run. So the application has loaded, and let's take a look at the Swagger. So here we have Swagger API, here we have person mapper, and let's try it out. Yeah, and let's look at it. So it has order product name, quantity, total, yeah, just one, yeah, quantity here, order shipping address. So we have the valid entity like in the previous request. So what are the most important concerns regarding the AutoMapper? So first of all, we have this one, the naming convention. So the naming when we are mapping, for example, let's look at once more. So this is a mapping profile. Next, let's navigate to the mapper DTO here, and for example, we have the order details. So order details, shipping address. When we have just one table, so it is the order details, and we are going to take only this one property. So we do not have to explicitly reference this other type as some other DTO type. We can just specify the naming of the base entity and the property or in this entity. So that's it, and it will work also for cases when we have several properties of this entity, so like product name, product price. This is the one thing. The next thing is about the mapping. So if we have any kind of custom property, so let's assume that this property will be any kind of string and so on. So if we are mapping the property just in the non-usual way, we have to put this one. So, but this is just for records, because if I will map to any class, it will be just a bit other way. So just for records, and here we specify the name of our destination property, and here we are specifying the way how this destination property is mapped from the source one or ones. So we have the multiple source properties. So that's it, and let's try a bit in our application. So let's squish it. So simplify a bit like this way. And also one more thing about, yeah, it will be kind of testing here. So let's simplify it a bit, and let's do this one and do this one. Yeah, and where's our front end part? So here we have also the breakpoint. So the person mapper, and person extended. So, and this one could comment for now. Yeah, just like this way. But yeah, let's provide here with the the properties of our person, so which is from the protection query. So first name, last name, and yeah, here will be the address. So let's run it. And about the breakpoints in our API. So yeah, so why we are hitting this endpoint just in the app startup time? So because here we have the expression of the setting of the minimal endpoint, this one, which sets the minimal API endpoint. And here we have the main expression inside this minimal API point. So yeah, the bar has closed. So if you are specifying the breakpoint at the minimal API setup, you will hit it just in the app startup time. So not when the endpoint is actually triggered. But if you specify a the breakpoint like this time, like this way, you will get it triggered just when the breakpoint is hit. So let's try without the first one, and the app is starting, and now I'm clicking at the person's page. Yeah, and here we are navigating to the just exact endpoint when it's triggered. So this way. And here we have just the same cases for the API using the mapper approach and the API using the manual mapping approach. So both APIs worked correctly, and we see the, yeah, but something, oh yeah, the same error just we have got there. So just a reminder, so if you are using the Blazor WebAssembly or server, and you have any kind of entity or property or list of properties which is loaded in the async way, so you have to ensure that this one or this one will not be now in any case, or you have to handle now on the front-end part. So you can, the most easy way here is just by specifying the new one here and new one here. So we are creating node, so we are having the, no, yeah, but in terms of the array, what the fix is suggested here, yeah, so this kind of fix for the array. So if you have the list, you can use this new expression. So create the new empty list. It will not be now, and it will be populated just when the sync task will finish its work. But if you have the person, or if you have the array of any kind, you cannot specify this one. But you can use this expression. So array.empty, and provide the type of this array. So this does not allocate the memory for the new array, but it specifies that this array is not now, but it's empty before the API has not completed its run. And in terms of the front-end part in the Blazor, so maybe some of us are not very keen about how it's interpreted by the compiler. So we can have the look to the IO viewer, and one moment, yeah, like this way on parameter set, we have the persons, one moment, build render tree, yeah. So this page, which is a Razor page, is compiled just to the class. with the naming of this page and which inherits from the component base. So, and the page is rendered using the render tree mechanic. So here, when we have the person's header 3, here we have this one. So we are rendering it just using the .NET. And here we have on parameters set async. So we have the state machine for the synchronous approach here. And we are also injecting the HTTP client. So we have this declaration just on the imports razor, but we have this private property also on this page. So we have the constructor, and this way we are rendering all other markup. So yeah, and there are some nested methods because we are using the virtualized component here. So that's it, and this way the markup and layout is rendered in the Blazor. So in the next podcast we will have a bit more detailed look at the rendering of the data in the Blazor and the approach on how to modify the data in such pages. So hopefully this video will be useful for you. If you have any ideas or comments, please message me. I'm